Welcome everybody to Moon Magic Tarot. Today's theme is going to be what you need to hear right now. What message is the universe, the spirit, your higher self trying to tell you? What do you need to hear right now? That's the question that we're going to be answering today. Before we get started, I do want to remind you that I have an Etsy shop where I do personalized readings. So if you want to have a reading done for any question that you might be wondering about and you want more insight on it, I do have the link in the description down below to my Etsy shop where you can get a personalized reading. And also don't forget, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. Also, I'd like to hear from you, so don't hesitate to leave me a comment down below. I really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and continue on to this video about what messages you need to hear right now. And we have 4 groups today. We have group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. So go ahead and take your pick. Don't overthink it. Just choose the first one that calls out to you. And I'll give you a moment. Welcome, group 1, to your reading about what message you need to hear right now. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we have clarity with the mountain as the theme of this reading. But first I'd like to go ahead and shuffle some tarot to give us more insight. So I like to start off with this card, which is the one that I chose as the theme of the reading for you, group 1. So this is the clarity card. And this card is about seeing things from a higher perspective. Sometimes we can be too close to a situation and so close that we just can't see things properly or clearly. So we're forced to be able to, we're forced to have to take a step back in order to be able to analyze the situation from a different perspective. You know, we need to be able to see the bigger picture rather than be stuck in the details of whatever it is that might be going on. And that's why we have the picture of the mountain, because a mountain is something that is, it's a high place where you can look down upon the world. And this also makes me think of just, you know, when you're inside of a problem, it's very hard to see past that problem. You're too deep into it that you can't see the situation clearly for what it is. So you need to get outside of yourself, get outside of the situation in order to be able to see clearly. Sometimes this may even require for someone else, someone who you know has their best intent for you, a healthy friend or relative that can serve as that new perspective on your situation. And so that's what Spirit really wants to remind you as the core of this message, is that there's a need for you to see things from a higher perspective. So with these 2 cards here, I see that right now you've been trying to reach a goal that that you haven't been able to complete. There have been obstacles in your way that have made it so you've been stagnant in this project that you are trying to accomplish, in this goal that you are trying to accomplish. Now, for many of you, this goal has to do with being self-sufficient. It has to do with becoming independent in your life. This card right here is a card of self-mastery and self-attainment. It's a card of someone who has worked very diligently to become financially independent and to become prosperous based on your past efforts. You know, this is a card very much of well-deserved success. And it has a lot to do with income. It can have also things to do with property, with real estate investments. So it seems that you have a desire for financial security, and you want to become financially independent. You don't want to have to depend on anybody else for your material things, okay? And so that has something to do with what Spirit is saying about looking at things from a higher perspective. Perhaps the stagnation that you're having, your progress is being stopped because there's something that you're missing, something that you're overlooking, because you're stuck in that problem and not being able to see things from a different perspective. But let's go ahead and see what else Spirit has to say that you need to hear right now. So with this card here, this can be many things. This is the past. And we got three court cards here, which usually they can indicate people, but they can also indicate aspects of you. And for this card right here, the first thing that may have happened in the past may have been somebody in your life who has spread bad information about you. They've gossiped about you, and they've slandered your character with other people. Another situation could be that you there was some kind of deal that didn't happen. There was some kind of agreement in your past, especially for those who the real estate portion of this over here resonates with, and the business aspect of that. There may be in the past some kind of deal that went wrong. Maybe somebody betrayed you in the business world. Or just some kind of agreement that you signed before reading the fine print, and then it came back to bite you in the butt. So in the present, we have the King of Wands. And again, this could be a person in your life right now that's very significant for you. Although, because we got so many court cards, I don't think that is the case for this reading. I think that right now, this is very much signifying you, and you have become somebody who is creative and professional. Perhaps there has been, maybe perhaps whatever happened in the past has made you a more wise person, somebody who can really make decisions and take charge for their life. That's right now you. And despite whatever has happened in your past, you're just filled with enthusiasm for the future, which is leading you for change to happen. There's some change coming in your life in the very near future. Okay, an exciting change, because there's been this is a result of changing your perspective and being able to see the bigger picture of whatever situation is going on with you right now. And it's going to make you, you're going to be able to move forward and, rush forward in whatever it is that you have been trying to accomplish in your life. Perhaps there may be a change of jobs, a better position coming to you, an improvement in your business ventures, or a new opportunity when it comes to your business, or a promotion of some kind. Perhaps you're moving into a more creative side of your endeavors, of your career endeavors. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else Spirit wants, what other messages Spirit has for you. You are good enough. That's a beautiful message that you need to hear right now. Right now, you need to hear that you are good enough. So some of you really need to hear right now that you are good enough. You're worth it. Okay? You have asked yourself, if some of you have been so humble to the point of sacrificing your time, if some of you are not able to say no to people out of fear of them not loving you, or them not meeting your needs, because you say no. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true. Okay, whoever in your life doesn't meet your needs unless you give to them, that is not a good relationship. That's not somebody that you want to have in your life. Yourself, your own time and being around you is enough. You don't have to do things for people for them to love you. You deserve for good things to come into your life. Some of you may have a belief in your mind that you don't deserve good things to come into your life, or you may worry whether you do deserve them or not. And that in and of itself causes for you to not be able to attract the things that you want, because you don't believe that you deserve them. You truly don't. Stop second guessing yourself and being overly critical of yourself. Everything that you've done so far is enough. Okay? You have done what you could, and you should be happy with that. You should be able to pat yourself on the back and stop being so overly critical of everything that you've done. Oh, I could have done this better. Oh, I could have worked harder. You are enough. Okay? Next up, we have the Spirit Oracle, the Spirit Animal Oracle. Let's see What spirit animal is coming to you with what message that you need to hear right now? Okay, so the ant spirit is bringing the message of time to collaborate. So for some reason, spirit is urging you to collaborate. Perhaps this has something to do for those of you who resonate with having your own business, or having your own real estate business. It's time to collaborate with someone, to work together as part of a community, as part of a tribe. Ants are amazing. I encourage you to find out more about them and how incredible things that they achieve, because they work together as one unit and with towards one goal. It's truly amazing. So this card is reminding you that in order to build your dreams, you need to work with other people. You need to be able to accept help. You need to be able to trust others, and to trust the people that you get into a partnership with. So don't think that you have to do everything yourself. And this goes back to this full moon in Virgo, telling you that you are not enough. For those of you who are very, very critical and feel like if you want it done right, you need to do it yourself. That kind of thinking is exhausting you. Okay, and it's time, Spirit is saying that it's time for you to obtain help from other people, to accept help from others. Ask Spirit to guide you towards the people who can bring value into your life, who can truly help you without destroying what you've already created. And that goes back to this card here that's all about having clarity by seeing things from a different perspective. Okay, and like I was mentioning before, other people, other minds can bring you a different perspective. So now I want to do a fairy oracle. I love these, connecting with the fairies. The links for all these cards are in the description down below, by the way, if you're interested. So we have mother and daughter, mothering, teaching, sharing knowledge, nurturing self-worth. And so with this card, just right off the bat, I see a synchronicity with two of these cards that we're seeing here. The message of Spirit asking you to ask for help, to find a partnership, and then also with this "you are good enough" card, asking you to believe that you are good, that you are enough, that to stop being so self-critical. Be the nurturing parent to yourself. Don't be the critical parent. Especially with this here that it says nurturing your self-worth. And this just goes very hand in hand with Spirit reminding you that you need to hear right now that you are that you are good enough, that you are worth it. And so this card is also about nurturing your inner child. Okay? Some of us have childhood wounds. Some of us shun our childishness, our inner child. And so this card is about nurturing that side of you. For some of you, this is it's telling me that you didn't have a mother figure in your life, and as a result, you are having these issues with your self-worth. Others, there may be some issues with your mother, some conflict that you need to deal with and that you need to be able to move past with your mother or without your mother. But for others, this is simply a message of connecting with your inner self, connecting with your inner child, working with other people, connecting with other people, or even, spending time with your parents and or with children, which can be very nurturing to the soul. And so now I want to move on to seeing what advice Spirit has for you. And here, this card just fell out. Calmness. Let things settle. These cards are beautiful. These are the Goddess Love Oracle. And so this card, it's all about being calm, remaining calm, and I see that this has a lot to do with, this reminds me of this card, because sometimes you need to get out of your own way. You need to be able to see things from inside of the problem. You need to see things from outside of the problem, because when you're inside of it, you can't see very clearly. The world is full of chaos. Life is full of chaos and unexpected things. We can't control every aspect of our lives because there's always something coming to disrupt that. And this card is reminding you to find calmness and stillness, to take the chance, take the time to to settle down and to maybe meditate, which also reminds me of this card over here about the aspect of nature over here that I see in this card for some reason, even though it doesn't say anything about that at the card. But I just feel like this is a continuing message about being still and letting some time pass before you make a decision, before you move forward, so that you can center yourself, you can find your voice again, you can find your path again. So yeah, this card is telling you that one of the things that you need to hear right now is to maybe work on meditation, okay? Work on, still moments, calm moments in your life. Perhaps some of you have a lot of stress that you've been holding on to, and Spirit is reminding you that you need to take active steps to be able to overcome that. So I'm going to go ahead and move some cards to make space for a few more. So we have one of my favorite decks here, Oracle of the Unicorns. Beautiful deck, beautiful cards. So let's see what the unicorns have to add to all this advice that you've needed to hear today. Anger. Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. Wow. And wow, this card only confirms to me one of the aspects, one of the situations that some of you are going through when I saw this card over here, what I was talking about being able to say no. And basically this card, this unicorn card, is reminding you that, anger isn't a bad emotion. Although it's labeled as a bad emotion, it can be very useful for you. When we get angry, it's a catalyst for change. You know, sometimes we need that fuel of anger in order to get up and make the changes that we need in our lives. You know, for those of us who don't, who are afraid to say no because we're afraid to cause conflict in our relationships, this card is telling you that you need to honor those emotions, okay? Those emotions are sacred. Your anger is sacred, okay? It's there for a reason. It's telling you something. It's the voice of your inner self coming through and telling you that something is wrong and something needs to change, that you are unhappy in one way or another. And you need to pay attention to that. Don't shove these feelings deep down because they're not acceptable. Okay, so Spirit feels that some of you really need to hear today that it's okay to be angry. Okay, it's okay to feel that, to have those feelings. Okay, and the key isn't to just shove them down deep and forget that they exist and that they're there, because all that's going to do is it's going to fester, and it's going to come out at the most inopportune time, okay? Like, sometimes you have these people that they're so nice, you know, they always say yes, they're always very helpful. They never say anything to get in a conflict with anybody. They agree with everyone, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, you do one little minute thing, like maybe you forgot to take out the filter, you know, the dirty filter from the coffee machine, you know, and they blow up at you, you know, a response that doesn't warrant, you know, your actions didn't warrant that kind of explosive response. The reason why this happens is because they've bottled up so much inside that the cup overflowed. You know, it's like every time they feel a little bit of anger, this anger goes somewhere, you know, and they don't express it, so it just stays there in this cup, filling up inside of them little by little until it runs over and there's no more space to hold all that anger in, and they explode for the most dumbest thing in the world. And so that's the danger of not honoring your feelings, not honoring your anger. Okay, so enough about that. Let's move on to the last card. That I have for you from this mini deck here. And let's go ahead and see what is the last advice that Spirit has for you today. Let's see. Radiance, keep your head held high and follow the sun. Group 1, if that isn't self-explanatory right now, by now, I don't know what else to tell you. You know, keep your head held high. You are good enough. You're worthy, okay, of good things coming into your life. You're worthy of people loving you for who you are, not for the things that you do and for what you can give them, okay? And follow the sun, meaning follow the path to good things. It exists and you are worth it, and you deserve all of the good things in your life to come through. Don't forget that. So that's all I have for you today, Group 1. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. And subscribe. I'm going to be putting out more pick a card videos. I do also want to hear from you. Comment below if you have any ideas for pick a card questions you want me to do, pick a card videos. Go ahead and comment down below. I really enjoy reading all of your comments. And once again, don't forget, I do have an Etsy shop. If you have a pressing question, something that you want to address on a personal level, go ahead and click on the description down below. I have different types of personalized readings to meet your needs. It's in the description down below. Thank you once again. Bye-bye. Welcome, Group 2, to your reading about what message you need to hear right now. And so we have for you Light, the Sun card, and we're going to go ahead and also find out more. So with this card right here, the first thing I see is that a lot of you have been working very, very hard. You have been putting a lot of effort towards something in your life. And many of you, you're done. You know, you are at a point in your life where you think that perhaps all of this effort that you've put forward isn't going to pay off. You feel like you've wasted your time, for many of you. And it doesn't help that there has been a lot of people with negative thinking around you. There's been some destructive behavior happening around you, either something that you've done or other people in your life. You know, there's been this card really indicates that, you know, there's a sense of fighting or conflict surrounding you right now. Somebody around you is acting in a negative or destructive manner. Okay? And so this card right here, it talks about being grateful for what you have right now. And I'm seeing that, you know, you don't feel so lucky right now. But Spirit feels that you need to hear right now that it's important for you to be grateful for the things that you have right now. And to know that just like the sun rises every single day, new opportunities, new possibilities are brought to you every single day. Every new day brings a new possibility, a new opportunity. Don't lose focus on building the life that you want, on building your vitality, on building your health, on building your career, your financial success, your financial stability. And for those who resonate with other people bringing negativity into their lives, Spirit wants to remind you that you are the light. Okay? Shine strong. Okay? Shine your light upon the dark corners, the dark hearts in your life. And don't allow them to tame your light. Don't allow them to dim your light, is what I meant to say. So for many of you, this card right here represents somebody in your life. And this person has played a big role in what you're feeling right now and the situation that you're in. This is somebody who is possibly bitter, who's a busybody. They get into other people's business. They feel like they're always right, even though most of the time they're wrong. but you can't tell them that they're wrong, because in their mind they're always right. This is somebody who has tried to impose themselves on you, their values, what they believe that is right, you know. But there's a sudden change coming, or that is happening right now. Something is changing, and this monumentous change, this sudden change, is going to make you flourish. Okay, and it's going to bring a lot of prosperity and stability into your life. Okay, perhaps you're finally going to be able to cut this person out of your life. Perhaps this person, it seems like this is not going to be a problem anymore. So there's going to be some kind of event that is going to happen, that is going to change the situation that you're having with the negativity in your life, and that's only going to bring you success in the realm of, in the material world, you know, the worldly success. You're going to have security. That steady progress is going to pay off. That hard work that you've put in and day out, every single day, putting in the time that needs to be put in order for you to grow whatever it is that you're trying to grow, or for you to reach that goal, it's going to pay off. It definitely is. We see it right here with the King of Pentacles. Okay, and so let's go ahead and continue on and see what else you need to hear right now. So this card is all about getting your life in order. Because Virgo is a sign of health, service, and analysis. And so this card indicates that there is a bounty coming your way. And I think it really does confirm what I was talking about over here, about all this work that you've put in. You're going to get the results. You have given that time. Okay, you haven't taken away from that. You have given to it. You have given towards your goal, towards the tasks that needed to get done. And so that's going to be bringing in some good things your way. So let's see what spirit animal has a message for you and what message they have for you. Wow, the ant spirit, time to collaborate. So this, the spirit animal world is wanting for you to collaborate with somebody, is reminding you that, that you can't do it alone. You can't accomplish your goals by yourself, and you should seek out some help in the areas that you need in order to be able to accomplish your goals. Beauty's truth, beauty, physical pleasure, sensuality. So it seems that one of the other messages that you need to hear right now is that you are beautiful. You need to be able to acknowledge your own unique beauty, your own wonderful qualities that you possess. It's not about being vain, but it's about acknowledging that you are somebody who has their own unique talents and their own unique beauty and their own unique things to offer the world. And that's one of the messages that Spirit has for you today, is to harness and radiate your own beauty. Okay? And that when you actually acknowledge your own beauty, you begin to radiate that beauty from the inside out. So yeah, don't forget that everyone is beautiful. Everyone has their own unique qualities that make them beautiful. Next up, we have the Goddess Love Oracle with some advice that you need to hear right now. Joy, embrace the blessing of life. Wow. This card really does it's very synchronistic with the what I was saying with the Sun card. You know, Spirit wants you to be happy. It wants you to be positive. It wants you to embrace joy, embrace the blessings that life has to offer. Be appreciative of the good things in your life right now. It's not about it's not about the place that you want to go to. It's about the journey and what it takes to get there. So yeah, this card is pretty self-explanatory, you know. Just try to find some time in your day where you can appreciate the good things in your life, to be able to have more gratitude, you know. There's lots of advice out there. I encourage you to do a Google search about gratitude and practices regarding gratitude. I've heard some people take the time every single day to write down a list of the things that they're thankful for. And that definitely, I've heard from people that it brings them a lot of positivity about their lives in the current moment, so that you can be happy right now rather than wait to be happy when you reach your goal or whatever it is, when you attain the thing that you think is going to make you happy. Because I assure you, when you attain that thing that you thought was going to make you happy, yeah, it might make you happy for a while, depending on what it is. May make you happy for a day, a month, a year. But at some point, you're going to want something else. And then you're not going to be happy until you obtain that other thing. So isn't it better to just be happy right now, whether you have the thing or not? Be happy. Find the joy in the little moments in life, rather than waiting for something to come and make you happy. Choosing to be happy today. And so I'm going to go ahead and move the cards so that we can put a couple more right here. Here we have one of my favorite decks of all time. Just the beautiful artwork that it has. And I love the backs of the cards, the colors. And they're just so beautiful and positive and uplifting. So I do recommend these a lot. So let's go ahead and see. Intuition. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination's tool to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. So that's one of your other messages that you need to hear right now. Spirit is urging you to get in touch with your own intuition, to learn to listen to your heart. We all have a guiding compass inside of us, but sometimes that voice gets muddled by everyday life, by the things that we've learned, that we've been conditioned to believe, by the rules of society, etc. Spirit is encouraging you to refine that voice once again. so that you can hear it much more clearly. Perhaps for some of you, you may want to, you've been thinking about learning how to read the tarot, or learning astrology or numerology, or any other kind of divination thing. This is confirmation that you should go for it, that this is a good thing that's going to bring good things into your life. It's going to get you in touch with your intuition. Okay? And for many of you, this is also a reminder that you know your truth. Don't allow anybody to overstep that. Don't allow anybody to come and tell you what you need or what you want, because only you know that. Only you know what it is that you need and you want in life. Don't allow anybody to overstep their boundaries in that way. You are your own person. And so lastly, we have one of these mini tarot cards. Mini cards are not really tarot. Let's see what last message Spirit wants to leave you. Breathe, slow down, and contemplate the tea, violets, and ivy tangled around the caves. And this message, it really does resonate with this message that we got, which was the most important thing that Spirit wanted you to know, is to appreciate and be positive and live with gratitude and embrace happiness, embrace the blessings of life, and know that with every new day, there is a new possibility, a new opportunity that may come your way. So anything that happens in your life, know that the following day will be filled with new possibilities and opportunities for you to overcome whatever obstacles are presented to you. And with that, I end this reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below if you have any ideas, any pick a card videos that you'd like for me to work on. I love to hear what you thought of this reading as well in the comments below. Subscribe. I'm going to be putting out more pick a card videos, so you don't want to miss them. And lastly, I do have an Etsy shop where I provide personalized readings. So if you have a question, if you have an issue that you need more insight for, don't hesitate to click on the link and check out my listings for personalized readings. So once again, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Welcome, Group 3, to your reading to find out what you need to hear right now. What message do you need to hear right now? So, before we go into what this card means, let's go ahead and get some more insight here with the tarot. So for the overall theme of this reading, we have the completion card. Okay, and this card is about cycles coming to an end, coming to a close. It's about not resisting endings, and because those endings, they herald a new beginning. Sometimes things need to end so that other things can begin. So for some of you, this can be about a project that's coming to an end, a project that you're finally completing. For others, this can be about a death that has happened recently in your life, or just simply anything that is any cycle in your life that's coming to an end. So here we have the Fairy Wind, and in this deck, this card, it's called the Fairy Wind in this deck, but this is actually the Chariot. Okay, and this is very much a card of success, of a triumphant success, of progressing in a very self-assertive way. It's about courage and the energy and drive that it takes for you to achieve your goals. So this card is in the past, and this is all about go, 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 you know, rushing forward towards your goal. But this card is more about, which is the present card, and it's more about taking the time to assess the situation before making a decision. It's about making sure that you have a clear vision to make your decision. So it seems that there's something that's coming to an end, about something that you've been working very hard towards, and it requires your careful consideration to come to an end. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling more cards to see what else we can see about this situation. So now the picture becomes clearer to me, with these cards right here telling us more about the situation. This is the past right here. And it seems that many of you have recently gone through a breakup. And this may very well be the ending that the cards were talking about here. It seems as though this relationship needed to come to an end in order for you to be able to flourish, in order for you to be able to come into your own and perhaps meet somebody else that is going to be more better suited for you, that's going to be a better person for you, a better match. And so here we have you growing as a result of this breakup. Okay, this card, it really signifies that you are on the way to success in your life, and you really needed to hear right now that things need to come to an end in order for new things to have space to come into your life. Okay, and that is happening. You're experiencing it as we speak. With this card of the present being the Three of Pentacles, showing your development on the physical plane. And usually this card involves money, job, education, and physical health, or projects that produce tangible results. In your particular case, for many of you, I see that this has a lot to do with this breakup, and it has a lot to do with your love life. But for many of you, this breakup has resulted in you wanting to better yourself and wanting to improve your work conditions, to advance in your career and in your life. Perhaps you want to be more independent. Because over here we have you. This is your future, and your future is one of being more self-assertive, to having more control over your life, and perhaps for many of you, the relationship that you had in the past, you didn't have that. You didn't have any control or power in your life. Perhaps this person was controlling you in one way or another, whether it be with your physical things or with your emotions, with your mind. And, this has made you be able to grow and find a balance and a fairness and a harmony to come into your own, to become more self-asserted, to impose order on your own life. This experience has made you it has taught you or given you the ability to be more rational, and as a result take direct action to achieve the success that you desire. So for many of you, it seems that this breakup has resulted in you wanting to, depending on your age, I don't know if this was a marriage or somebody that you were living with, but it seems that this breakup has made you realize that you need to provide for yourself. You need to be more independent, and you need to be more successful in your career, in your career life. And so this is a good thing. Spirit wants you to know that the message that you need to hear is that this had to come to an end. This relationship had to come to an end because you were always meant to find your way into, having a more structured life that is of your own, to control your own life, to be independent. So let's go ahead and see what else Spirit has to say. You are good enough. And I believe another group got this card as well. So here, the message for you from Spirit is to stop second guessing yourself. Trust that you are on the right path. Perhaps this person that you were with in the past wasn't very loving towards you. Perhaps they contributed to low self-esteem. They told you lies about how you weren't enough, how you weren't good enough. And that has caused you to be overly critical of yourself. Virgo is a very critical sign. They criticize a lot. But more so, they criticize themselves even more than what they criticize others. And so perhaps you're being overly critical of yourself, and Spirit wants you to be more gentle towards yourself. And also, Virgo has a lot to do with cleanliness. And so there's also a message here about getting your stuff in order. And I think that that's what you have been doing. That's where you're headed. Here with this card, you can see this card that signifies very much so order in your life. You are on the path towards organizing your life and ordering in the way that you want it to be. And this can also have to do a lot with, the mundane aspects of life, decluttering your home, your office, your life, etc. So now we're going to see what spirit animal has a message for you today. The flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. So the flamingo is about, the biggest message that the flamingo has is about being in the present, learning to live in the present rather than in the past or the future. But it's also about, you know, keeping one foot in the past and the future and one foot in the present. So there's a balance that comes with that. Sure, you can plan ahead for the future. You can think about what it is that you want for the future, but you can't forget about what's happening now, you know, in your life. So this is a call to be more present in your life. Also, this card is about leading your own life, and it really does resonate with what we've been seeing in this reading about you taking more taking the reins of your own life, and you know, being able to push forward and find your own voice and your own strength. So that's why this card says embrace the in-between, because it's all about finding that balance in between living in the past or the future and living in the present. You know, we think about the future, we don't want to forget the future. I mean, we think about the past and we don't want to forget the past because we learn from our past. You know, we learn from history, from the mistakes of others. We learn from our own mistakes, and we learn from our own victories as well. And the future, we can't lose sight of the future either, because, or forget about it completely, because we want to plan and to manifest what we want for our future. But then again, you also have to you know, be able to be present in your own life and experience the now, and enjoy what's happening right now. Otherwise, when will you enjoy it if not now? And so also this card has a lot to do with creativity. It can signal that that there's a lot of creativity arising inside of you, and that opportunities are beginning to present themselves in regards to that. So, and then we also have this synchronicity over here about balance, and about you needing to find that balance, you know, with the Justice card over here. And so now we'll continue with the Fairy Oracle. Wild wisdom of the Fairy Oracle, and see what the fairies have to chime in about. So this is the Mother-Daughter card. It says mothering, teaching, sharing knowledge, nurturing self-worth. So this card, it's all about your relationship with your parents. So it seems that Spirit, one of your messages here is Spirit reminding you of your parents, perhaps to if there is some kind of something that you need to reconciliate about, to go ahead and try and do so, or just simply, you know, pay more attention to your parents. You know, perhaps, you know, let them know that you're thinking of them. Call them, spend time with your parents. For those of you who have children, this is a call to spend time with your child, with your children, to teach them what you know, share your knowledge, your wisdom that your parents shared with you, and nurture them, you know. And for those of you who the message, these two messages don't resonate, then it can also mean that you're being called to spend time with children in general and get in touch with your inner child. And so now we're moving on with more of the advice that Spirit has for you. And we're using the Goddess Love Oracle here next. And let's see what your advice is that you need to hear right now. Peace. Open your heart. These cards are absolutely beautiful. It's funny that this card even though in the other groups that I've done, I haven't put this card under this one. It's funny that in this group I did it this way because this card is one of the meanings of this card is about holding grudges and about needing to let go of those grudges that you're holding. And for those who resonated with needing some reconciliation with your parents, now is the time to do that. If you're holding some kind of grudge against your parents, one or both, now is the time to start that healing process. I know that for some of you, you may have parents who are toxic individuals, who it's not necessarily a good idea or possible to actually mend the relationship with them. But it is beneficial for you to look into these childhood traumas or things that you need to forgive your parents about so that you can work through those issues so that they don't affect you in a negative way. When we hold negative feelings inside, when we have unforgiveness in our hearts, that can really be a cloud in our own psyche. And so Spirit wants you to attend to that. And for those who don't resonate with the whole parent thing, in any area of your life, you should try and work through forgiving others for how they've hurt you. Going back to this breakup, this very bad breakup or person in your life that wasn't good for you and you had to end things, it's important that you make peace with that you make peace with them in your heart, not to go back and have a relationship with them or forgive them and go back with them. No, but be able to forgive them to the point where when you think of them, you don't have the anger and negative feelings about them, but a sense of peace and a sense of knowing that these are people that came into your life to teach you lessons, to help you grow and move forward on the path that you were meant to follow in this life. So yeah, this card is about reflecting on any negative thoughts you might have towards people, hatred, and to be able to nurture yourself and nurture others. And we see this theme of nurturing as well in the previous card. So keep that in mind. Search your heart for any hatred, unforgiveness that you might have and work through those issues. So I'm going to go ahead and move the cards so we can make space for the last two. And here we have the Oracle of the Unicorns, one of my favorite decks. Let's see what input the unicorns have to advise you about. Possibility. Raise your standards, elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. Wow. So yet another card reminding you that you are good enough. You're good enough. You deserve good things to come into your life. And it is possible, okay? Don't settle for mediocrity, because that's not what you are meant to be doing here. We see in this card here that you're meant to reign. You're meant to be the emperor of your kingdom. Okay? And dream bigger is what this card is telling you. The unicorns are telling you to dream bigger. Okay? Because you deserve it, and you're meant to do something better, something bigger than what you can even imagine. So open yourself up to those possibilities, because they are there. They are there. And so lastly, we have this mini cards here, and let's see what we get for you, group 3. Relax. Delight in powdered gold sunshine. That's great. And from this whole reading, one of the themes that we've seen is how hard you've been working. You know, and with this card over here, I can also see that you have been very hard on yourself. And so this is telling you to just relax a little bit. And this also card talks about this a lot as well. You know, we see this theme here. In the end, there's a lot of greenery. There's a lot of themes of nature. And so I think that Spirit wants you to not to forget to relax. You know, yes, dream big. Yes, go straight for your dreams and your goals. But don't forget to keep a balance. Okay, don't forget to balance it out and give yourself time for self-care, and to have some moments of relaxation where you're not thinking about work, where you're not working and you're just playing and relaxing. Okay? And find people who is good for you to be around, who bring you happiness and joy and positive energy, and spend time with them. And that's it. That's all I have for you today, group 3. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And don't forget, I do have an Etsy shop. And if you have any personal questions you might want to get the answer to, you can go ahead and check out my different readings that I have posted. The link for the Etsy shop is in my description. Don't forget to subscribe. And comment down below any ideas for pick-a-cards that you might have. I really enjoy reading your comments. Thank you so much. Have a good day or night. Bye-bye. Welcome, Group 4, to your reading about what you need to hear right now. What message do you need to hear right now? And before we get started with finding out what this card means, expansion, let's go ahead and consult the tarot to find out more about you. So for many of you, what I see with these 3 cards is that you have been moving towards a goal, towards specifically being self-reliant. Perhaps you've been running a business, or you've been seeking education for a specific career, or you've been working towards advancing your current career. And it seems like you have hit a sort of stopping point or a completion in this area that you've been pursuing, that is regarding your personal independence, financial independence. So the North, you know, has a lot of connotations about finding our true path. about finding the direction in life that is the most authentic for us, what we're meant to do. And I don't know yet because we need to throw more cards, but for many of you, you may be questioning this decision, because now that you've come to a completion in the goal that you had set out, you're like, okay, what's next? What should I do now that I've completed this? I've reached my goal, and I don't know where I need to go. And so it's requiring of you to do some research to overcome this obstacle. And the thing is that at the end of the day, you know what path you need to take. The answer is inside of you. You are your own guide. You are your own compass. And so it's important for you to connect with that. So let's go ahead and see if we can decipher more of this situation. So with this card right here, for many of you in the past, you have been very good at making decisions in your life. You have really known what it is that you wanted to do, okay? You're very smart, okay? And you haven't been afraid of making the decisions that you deem that are right for you. But now it seems you're at a crossroad, and this not knowing of where your true north is causing you despair, basically. It's causing you to, not be able to sleep good, okay? Sleepless nights of you worrying about what you should do next, okay? This is a card of somebody who's very worried and anxious, perhaps not even being able to sleep. Okay, this decision that you need to make is causing you to lose sleep. But we see here in the future position that we see you standing confident against that conflict in your head. We see that conflict actually coming to an end. The conflict resolving as a result of you standing up to it and confronting the challenge head on. And so this work that you're going to be putting into figuring out what path you need to take, it's going to be worth it in the end. You are going to get through this, and you're going to be able to stand strong against that obstacle. And this card, believe it or not, also can indicate a career change. So for many of you, the reason why you're having these sleepless nights and you're so anxious is because you realize that perhaps what you have been working for is not what truly makes you happy. And so now you're sitting here like, I've put all this time and energy into achieving this goal in my life, into and getting this degree or going for this promotion. And now that I've done all the work, I realize that this isn't for me. This isn't what I feel that is my true path. And so now what do? My whole life is invested in this. you know, but you know, this card here is saying that this is a card of courage. So for those of you who are thinking about who are worrying about the fact that you don't feel happy in the current career that you're involved in, you know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and at some point you're going to have that courage to stand up for yourself and what you truly want, and move forward and make that career change, make that change that needs to happen. So let's go ahead and move forward and see what other messages you need to hear right now. Your hard work is paying off. So here, because we have Capricorn in a new moon, this card often signifies a new start for you professionally. So it means that that whatever has been going on in your work life, there may be a new start or an improved work cycle coming in the future. And this really does resonate with what I was saying before. For many of you having some kind of worry or anxiety surrounding the path that you need to take for your work. For others, for a very small group of you, this message is coming to you to encourage you to work a little harder, to be more disciplined, to reach your goal. Because some of you are past this despair. Some of you already know what path you need to take. And now all that path requires is for you to actually put in the time and the effort that it requires. Especially for those who are thinking about going into a field that is more unconventional. It may seem at some point that, you know, why am I doing this? Why am I putting in so much effort? I'm not getting any returns right away. You know, like I thought of a situation where somebody might go into like social media or blogging or learning a craft on their own. You need to invest time in the beginning without much return, without seeing any results on the effort that you put in. It's only over time, as time progresses, as you progress in that skill or field, that you start to see results, that you start to see the payoff. And so for some of you, a message is coming in telling you to put in the work that demands. Those of you who are past this worry of finding out what your path is, and you know what your path is, but you're still apprehensive to doing the work for this path that it requires, please go ahead and just put in the work to make your dreams a reality. If you don't, then your dreams are not gonna, nothing is gonna fall from the sky. You have to put in the work. So that's one of the messages that's coming through for you, for many of you. So let's go ahead and move on. I want to see what spirit animal comes through with a message for you. Squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. Wow. That really, for me, it resonates a lot with what I was talking about just now, about putting in the work, you know. In that situation, when you are looking to go into a field that is more difficult to get into. It's more competitive. It requires for you to put in work before. You've already put in a lot of work, and now you're switching gears and you're going after perhaps a creative pursuit, a more creative pursuit, something that doesn't have a lot of openings, you know, something that's more competitive. This spirit animal is coming in to remind you to believe in yourself, that you have the talent, you have the ability, there is the possibility for you to have success. This card is reminding you that you have it inside of you, you know, to pursue this, to be successful. You have the resources inside of you. You have the ability. And all you need to do is believe in yourself. And so let's go ahead and move on. And let's see the last message that we have coming in for you from the Fairy Oracle, Wisdom of the Fairies. Let's see what they have to say. The Unicorn and the Maiden. Communication with Unicorn, purification, undercover action. So this card, believe it or not, it's all about receiving communications, about detoxifying, clearing your environment, and following your own life path. So this card is just reiterating the message that you need to follow. You need to believe in yourself, work hard, follow the path that is true to you, follow the path that you know is the right one for you, because that's what you were set on this earth to do. And you need to believe that. You know, the cards here are confirming that you are, that you, the thing that you know in your heart, that is your purpose and your life path, you are correct. You need to pursue that. You will be blessed. Whenever we pursue the thing that is we're meant to do in this life, we have help from the other side. We have help from our higher self. We have help from spirit, because we're on the path that we're supposed to be on. And so you need to trust that what's in your heart, what you believe that is your path, it is your path. That's what you want, what you desire. That desire is inside of you for a reason. So now let's see what advice Spirit has to offer. What message do you need to hear right now in regards to the advice for everything that we've talked about? Harmony, perfect balance. So this card is asking you to look inside of yourself and get into harmony with your own self. And it just, you know, it really just confirms, or it synchronizes with a lot of what we've been talking about your true north, about your life path, about you knowing, you know, what it is that you need to do, and it's not what you've been doing. There's a change that needs to happen. And this card is asking you to come into harmony with that, with the desire that you have within. Stop fighting yourself. Stop trying to go against the current. Just flow with it. Flow with life. You know, surrender to life is what this card is telling you to do. Okay, and now we're going to move on to the Oracle of the Unicorn and see what the unicorns have to say about everything that we've talked about so far. Leadership. Step into your leadership, share your message, inspire and empower others. Wow. This is only confirming that for those of you that are, struggling because the path that you want to choose is an unconventional one or one with a lot of competition, this card is telling you that you are a leader in that field. You are meant to be a leader in that field. So put in the hard work, okay, so that you can share your message with other people, so you can inspire other people, empower others. This can be anything really, any kind of unconventional or anything that you have. For some of you, I'm hearing that you want to do something in the realm of psychology, meaning some sort of counseling where you coach other people and help them and empower them in certain areas of your life, like a life coach. There's many of you who are watching this reading that are dreaming of that kind of thing. But perhaps the career that you thought you were going to choose, or the career that you're in right now, has nothing to do with that. But you're meant to pursue that path. You're meant to do it because you will become a leader in that part, in that field. You already have the tools inside of you, the resources, the ability is inside of you. All you have to do is put in the hard work, so that you can master that arena and become a leader that inspires and empowers others. Okay, and lastly, we have these mini cards here. I forget what they're called, but I will have the link in the description box below for all of these decks, if you're interested in seeing what they are or buying them. So here we have Wildflower. Live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing. Wow, group 4. That's a beautiful message. With everything that we've been talking about, you need to be free. Don't bound yourself by the conventions of society, by what others tell you that you need to do. Don't let other people tell you, oh, that career path, you're not going to make any money in it. You're not going to be successful. There's too many people trying to be that. There's too much competition. You're going to end up being a waitress. Don't let people deter you from your dream and from your path, from your life path, from your purpose. Be free. Allow yourself to, be in harmony with life. Surrender to life. And in that, when you stop trying to control things in your life, you're going to see that there's going to be more happiness and joy coming into your life. Because honestly, we can't control everything in our lives. We can't. And those who try to do that, they always end up disappointed, because this world is chaos. So embrace it. Embrace and get into harmony with life, with the ups and downs and everything that comes with it. And be free. Don't let yourself be bound by conventions, by the beliefs of others, and believe in yourself. And so that's it. That's all I have for you today, Group 4. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading as much as I did. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know if you have any pick a card video ideas that you'd like me to work on. I'd really love to hear from you. Subscribe. More videos are coming soon. And if you are interested and you have any questions you might want the answer to on a personal basis, I do have an Etsy shop where I offer personalized readings, different types of personalized readings. So go ahead and check that out. The link is in the description down below. And thank you so much for watching again. Bye-bye.